Well, good morning. It's Saturday morning now. It's time to butcher some birds. The very first thing you need when you're getting ready to butcher your birds is an absolutely beautiful day. Absolutely beautiful day. If you don't have one of those, that's fine. You can still butcher birds.
Actually, Daddy, the first thing you need is chicken.
The Wade is right. First thing you need is your chickens, obviously. These chickens, they've been on this thing, I don't know where they got it from. But once you get everything set up, okay, so I'm gonna go through each thing as I do a bird. That way I can kind of explain a lot easier and it makes it a little bit more interesting video. But first thing we're doing, obviously it's not the first thing doing, what we are doing now is letting our water, the scalding water, heat up. So right now, it's almost at temperature. It's I like to have it at about 150. Everybody else says like 145, but every time I've done it, 150 has been a good temperature because it's just hot enough where you get a good scald and a quick scald, and it seems to have made it easier for the plucker to get the feathers out. So, yep, that's what we got going on right now. In the water, we put soap. You can just get any kind of dish soap. It helps to kind of loosen up the feathers, breaks down the oils in the feathers so that way the scalding water can penetrate, and again you get a better plucking. So right now that's about to happen. Now, since we're so close, we'll go ahead and get a bird. I'll explain the kill cones right after. Okay, so this is the kill cone. Basically, you put the chicken upside down in it and you cut its head off. A lot of people slit the throats. I take the head completely off because it just makes it a little bit easier. And in order to do that, you need a really good sharp knife. Having a sharpener on you, with you during your whole process is nice because you're gonna hit bone and stuff like that. So I keep this work sharpener with me at all times because a sharp knife is actually a very safe knife because you're going to make better cuts, quicker cuts, and you're not going to have to saw at stuff if you had like a dull knife. After you bleed the chicken out and it stops flopping around, that's when you scald it, and I'm pretty sure our scalding water is where we need it at. Sure is, so I'm going to cut the heat and then we'll scald the bird. I will scald the bird because right after I scald the bird, I'm going to need to throw it in the plucker. So, right now, the bird is not looking alive anymore, so we're going to scald it, pluck it. People will tell you a certain amount of seconds that you want to scald the bird, but again, all the birds are going to be different. I mean, size-wise, thickness. This is a Cornish cross, so it's going to be less time that they need in order for the feathers to get soft and come out, where when you have like heritage breeds, it's going to take a little bit longer. So what I do is I pull it out, and if the wing feathers come out quick like that, then we're good. It's never a completely featherless pluck. Sometimes you will, but you'll have to do a couple hand pluckings. It's pretty easy. I'm not worried about the tail feathers because I do cut the tails off, but you don't want any smaller feathers on your wings. You can do more of this once you get over to the table. So it's a pretty good clean bird. Let's get to the table. The table is important as well. One thing that I did is I brought the table up to waist height because that way I'm not bending over, getting a backache when I'm doing 16, 30 birds, however many birds I'm doing. So I made these really cool feet extensions. Just use PVC, put some caps on it. I did drill holes. If you see right there, I drilled holes through it and they go through the legs where I can put these clips in it. That way, if I need to move the table, those don't fall out. It works better when That's more of an option I used whenever we have like more people and I need to make some more room or something like that. But they come off, I store them in my chicken plucking bucket where I have like all my tools and everything. That's just a bottle of white distilled vinegar, and I use that to clean off the table and stuff. Now when you're doing birds and it's pretty much summertime, you're gonna get a lot of flies. Sometimes you're gonna get yellow jackets. That fan right there helps. It helps to kind of keep the flies off and stuff like that. It also keeps you cool because you don't want to be getting hot. That's why I have this tin up here too. Good shade. But now, time to use that sharp knife and cut this bird up. When I'm doing my birds, I like to have a small child with me. I'm just kidding. Actually, that's something I want to touch on. Do you think it's wrong, or what are your feelings about me showing my kids this process? He was just walking around carrying a baby chick. They like to hold them. They like to be in there with them, take care of them. They see what they grow to be, and they see what they're going to be. Some people will say that's kind of wrong. I think it's a great experience for him because he knows where his meat came from, and he gets the help. So, back up for just a second. I cut the feet off. I cut the feet off first, the legs. I don't usually keep them, but I think I'm going to keep these because I got some things I want to try. Bless
I'll go get another chicken.
Bless you, my son. Then I turn it around. Cut the neck and the craw out. What that allows me to do is when I cut into this cavity right here and open it up, it allows everything to come out in one swift motion. So I'm going to get the majority of this out, and then Wade wants to put his hands in here and get it out too. Hit the rest of it. Wade likes to eat the hearts. You can also, the way I do it, like I said, everything comes out really nice. But also I can have everything hanging down here in front of me, where then I can, if I want to cut the, I can get the liver out, heart, stuff like that. We can use those for whatever else, and then I'll just, this is why I cut tail off. In one swift motion, everything comes out. Give me another bag for the livers.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh! So since I got him running errands, we're gonna finish cleaning out the bird. Honestly, there's nothing really left inside this bird. Yeah, everything came out in that one motion, which is great. So this is a beneficial thing, right? Okay. Forgot to mention this. When you're butchering anything, always keep your mouth closed because something will fly in it, regardless. Okay. But also, a lot of people, after this, I'm going to wash it off and move it to the next step. A lot of people will be holding it like this, if you're slipping all around, you risk dropping it. There's that open cavity right here. If you play bowling, take those two middle fingers, and you just hold it like a bowling ball. Makes it easier to do this next step. Alright, so the next step after we rinse the bird off, I'll show you that in just a minute. It's hard to hold a camera and rinse a bird off. Is I put it in an ice bath rather than going ahead and transfer it to ice and putting vinegar on it. I do an ice bath with vinegar in it, and that bird will sit in there for just about a couple minutes or so while I'm getting ready for the next bird. Then I'll transfer it to the next cooler where I will put ice on it. Now we go to the next bird, and we continue that until we are done with all the birds. Remember how I told you to keep your mouth closed? That's why, because they be flapping and flying and things like that. Also, I just had to cut the heat back on to the scalding water because you want to keep it at a decent temperature. The more birds you plunge in there, of course, it's going to start to cool. Also, the fact that you don't have the heat going, but you don't want to keep the heat because you don't want it going too high, because then you'll end up accidentally cooking the meat. You don't want that. So we are almost done. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 birds left after the 2 that we have in the kill cones. Kids have been helping me, so it takes a little bit longer, but it's awesome giving them the experience. Zoe pulled out some guts. She's helping me. She got a heart now. So yeah, just keep going, keep trucking. We're almost finished. And just like that, y'all, you've processed your birds. So now I've got the chickens that I butchered in those coolers on ice. I'm gonna let them sit on the ice for a good little while till this afternoon and stuff, and then I'll package them up. How I package them is I'll actually cut them up, breast, thighs, legs, things like that. And I do have a video showing that. Go check it out. I'll link it in the description. So let it sit. I think I'm gonna actually can some as well. It makes for quick, easy meals. Chicken comes out real tender when you open it up. And so now I have to take the remains of the chickens off and dispose of them properly. So I'm gonna go do that. After I do that, and while I'm waiting on those birds to rest in that ice, there's only one thing left to do, and that is to go swimming because it's hot.